So Clemson, the question is, can they go 15-0 again, ruin the party for everyone, hold down the table? We're going to start with you, Coach. What do you think, yes or no, Clemson?
I say no. They're my pick to win the national championship, but it's hard to go undefeated, period. They got Texas A&M and some other teams, like Syracuse, waiting for them. I think they're playing back-to-back. And then you got to get to the playoffs and keep winning. So I think they'll win the national championship, but I don't think they'll go undefeated.
Who do you think gets them?
I'm going to say Texas A&M.
Okay. All right. What do you think? 15-0, your team.
I think there's only been one team in modern football history to do it. And if someone's going to do it again, it's going to be these Clemson Tigers. I think they've got a lot of young guys who are growing up, especially on offense. It's going to be electric to see. But like Coach said, it's a tough thing to do to go 15-0.
No doubt about it. I mean, 15-0, if you really think about the magnitude of that, winning every single game, non-conference, in conference, when you're not winning your ACC championship, then also winning the national championship. I think they have the caliber of players to do it. But I think they have those trap games, like you said, Texas A&M. They also have a game at Syracuse on the road after playing Texas A&M. Hopefully everybody's still healthy enough to play in that game. But that's a hard stretch, so 15-0 is going to be tough.
And the Football Power Index says 22% chance to win them all, which is
that sounds about right.
Is that the highest percent doing that?
Oh, it's
probably.
I mean, I didn't go fully into the numbers, but that's got to be pretty darn high. I can't imagine that happens.
I think of all the roads to go, they've got a road that they could do it.
Absolutely.
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. All right. So as we speak on the champs, let's go bigger number. So what's the bigger number? Total touchdowns for Lawrence and Etienne combined, or states in the U.S. And after we said states, we said we may need to include a few territories here if we're going to tally this thing up.
I like that.
So it's 55. A season ago, they had 57 total. Coach, do you believe that they can go over or under?
I don't think they do it. I think part of the reason why there were so many touchdown passes was they were still working him in. You know, I think Lawrence was a guy that they wanted to play a lot. I think if they get a game in hand, they're going to get him out of the game. And it's tough for a running back to go under 24 touchdowns rushing. That's rough. So I'm saying under, but I still think they're great players, but I don't think they'll get to that 55 number.
Yeah, and I think there is concern for when you look at the schedule and you see the margin of victory that's been predicted. Those guys probably aren't going to be playing full football games, similar to what Alabama went through last year, where Tua didn't even play a fourth quarter until the conference championship. So I think even looking at all that, I think that they go over that. I'm confident that they do it again.
Well, I mean, Trevor comes in. He doesn't start the entire season. He still accounts for 31 touchdowns himself. And then Travis Etienne, I think he accounted for 26, on the ground and in the air. I say over. I think those guys are lethal together. I think if they can stay healthy, all of this is, really just matters who stays healthy. Now, these two guys can play out the entire season. Of course, they won't play every game. Like you said, Coach, they'll have a couple blowouts. But I think they're definitely way over this.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, take a look at a couple of the highlights. 11 touchdowns over the last 5 games, 0 interceptions. There were some tough defenses down the stretch, too.
Maybe I'll change my mind.
Very soon, too. Very soon.
About halfway through the season, I'll be like, let me redo that one.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll delete that tape. That's a lot. So how about the over-under? 1.5 Heisman finalists making the trip to New York from Clemson. Who would the two be? Is it over or under?
I think it's just one. It's so hard to have more than one. Now, it's happened at least 6 times in the history. But I think they used to have 5 guys in there. I don't know if they went down to 3 or it just depends on the voting or what. But bottom line is I'm just going to say one will be there, and the one that goes will win it.
Okay.
I like that. I think that's a good point because it's probably going to be Trevor Lawrence when you look at what we think he's going to do. I'm going under as well. I think it's so hard to mass produce 2 Heisman contenders, 2 finalists. And like Coach said, it really just depends on how many guys are going. I think if it's 5 or more, one year it was 7, I think there will be 2. But if it's just 3, it'll be very tough to have 2 of those guys be from Clemson.
Well, of course, if it's 3, of course, America wants to see, 3 different players from different teams, of course. But again, I'm on their bandwagon right now. I really think these guys are great talents. I think Trevor for sure is going to be a Heisman finalist. And then if it's not Travis Etienne, I mean, you have Ross, you have T. Higgins, you have Amari Rodgers. All these guys, I think, are possible guys who can be at the Heisman.
Yeah.
And teams that win, they have the Heisman candidates. Teams that wins that are exciting players. So, it's very possible, but I'm still sticking with one.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app, and for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.